What up with y'all, man? It's Mr. Zach, and I'm back with another one, man. Do me a favor, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Turn on all post notifications so you guys can get this content every time I drop a video. But man, we got the most dumbest mayor in the city of Chicago. You know, Brandon Johnson. This idiot went on live TV and asked the UN, the United Nations, to intervene in ICE operations because there's so-called violence and kidnapping people, and just the man done lost his damn mind. He done lost his mind. Plain and simple. This is treason, man, if you ask me. But you gonna go and ask the United Nations to intervene in ICE operations. ICE is doing the job that the federal government needs them to do. Deportations, getting illegal immigrants up out the country. It's crazy, man. I don't know what the hell wrong with this mayor, but we're gonna watch this. And then Fox News, man, they had Tom Homan on there reacting to what this dumb ass mayor has been trying to do. Let's get to the content, man.
Well, Tom, it's great to talk to you. I want to stick with Chicago right now because their illustrious mayor, Brandon Johnson, is asking the United Nations to intervene to stop your operations. Here is what he said before the UN Human Rights Council. Listen to this.
The federal government's immigration enforcement has been marked by violence and an assault on the dignity of all Chicagoans. I call on this council to hold the federal government of the United States to the same standards of accountability you apply elsewhere in the world. No country should be above international law. I urge the Human Rights Council to consider additional measures of accountability, including a special session to examine the worsening human rights crisis in the United States.
This man right here, you see it in his eyes, man. He's not all the way there, man. He do not care about American citizens, man. He don't. He care about the illegals that's here, especially in his state in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? The city of Chicago, I meant to say. When you have people out there are begging for the National Guard and for help, you know what I'm saying, because of what's going on out there. But he see it as chaos. Of course it looks like chaos when you have illegal immigrants running from ICE agents. And then you have some of the citizens out there who done lost their damn mind getting in the way of ICE doing their job. So what do you think ICE is supposed to do? Just not do anything? This country, we voted for this. This is what President Trump ran on. You know what I'm saying? First, in the beginning, you know, Brandon Johnson didn't like it. Man, it's too many. Y'all sending the Texas governor, sending them here and this and this and that. But now he just flipped the switch. Now he just like protecting all of them now. They begging for it to stop. But it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Let's keep going, man.
Tom, this is just pure lunacy, but what is your reaction to all of that?
He's just proving he's not that smart, right? I mean, asking the United Nations to talk, interfere with ICE enforcing U.S. law, it's like asking an arsonist how to stop a fire. Because the UN, remember, the IOM, the part of the UN, helped fund the mass migration during the Biden administration 4 years, spending millions upon millions of dollars helping that migration, international migration, come to the United States. So, the United Nations is not going to tell President Trump what to do. President Trump was put in office on the promise of making this country safe again, on the promise of having the historic deportation operation. That's exactly what America is getting. Every criminal alien ICE and Border Patrol takes off the street makes this country safer. We have the most secure border in the history of the nation right now because of leadership of President Trump, the men and women of the Border Patrol, and because ICE. What ICE is doing in the interior every day, they've sent a message across the globe. Don't spend your life savings, cross the border illegally, think you're going to get away in the United States. Because of what ICE is doing, people aren't spending their life savings, putting themselves in harm's way. Thousands of people aren't dying making that journey. Thousands of Americans aren't dying from fentanyl because of that secure border. But the actions of the interior, the ICE and Border Patrol, has a lot to do why we have the most secure border in the history of this nation today.
And you're doing such a great job, Tom. Kevin Cork here. You're also limiting trafficking. People don't talk nearly enough about that. This administration has done so much to try to curtail what has been an absolute disaster for so many young women and children who've been trafficked across the border. Now, I want to turn for just a moment to ICE detainments. You may have read this. CBS is actually reporting that there are somewhere in the area of 66,000 detainees in ICE custody. That's a 70% increase, by the way, since the president took office, and it's a new record high. But there are others, Tom, reporting that ICE is now considering buying large warehouses to hold the influx of illegal aliens. And so I'm wondering tonight if you can give us any insight on this, and is capacity becoming a real issue? And if so, how are you dealing with it?
Well, I looked at the numbers about, an hour ago. We're about 65,000.
Okay.
But hold on tight, because we're going to soon be at 100,000. Right beginning of February, I spent hundreds of trips up to Capitol Hill talking with senators and congressmen, the big, beautiful bill, telling them why we need 100,000 beds. We're going to get those 100,000 beds very soon. And the reason why there's 100,000 beds, because an average bed turns over 10 times a year, right? The average length of stay is 30 to 35 days. So every ICE bed turns over 10 times a year. Well, you got 100,000 beds, and those beds turn over 10 times. What do you got? You got 1 million. So, 100,000 beds will come online soon. And so if people are having a fit about 65,000, you're going to really have a fit when 100,000 beds are online. That's what we need to do this operation. Everybody we arrest needs a bed, because we don't simply arrest somebody and put them on a plane within a half hour. They got to be bedded down. They got to get travel documents and plane arrangements and removal itineraries put in place. So we need a bed for everybody arrest. So 100,000 beds was the game plan, and it's coming soon. And when we get 100,000 beds and 10,000 new agents, you think we're doing well now? We got historic number of deportations right now under President Trump. Those numbers going to pale in comparison to next year.
Man, it's about to really start ramping up. That big, beautiful bill funded all this stuff. They think it's so-called bad now. It's not bad. The legacy media is trying to paint it like it's just terrible. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Like he said, fentanyl is not running rampant through the streets like it was. We getting criminals. We getting rapists up out of here, murderers, gang members, all of that, man. All of it. You know what I'm saying? And when the left talks, it's like it's just so bad. It's not. It's not. This is what we elected President Trump to do, and this is what's going to happen. They might as well get used to it. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't all up in arms when you had the deporter-in-chief, Barack Obama, doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when President Trump is doing it, it's just a problem. These people hate that man so much and not realizing that ICE is actually cleaning up the country. Cleaning up the country, man. If you here illegally, you need to be scared. You knew that when you was traveling all them miles to get here. You know what I'm saying? You knew it. In the back of your mind, you knew it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was hoping that Joe Biden or Kamala Harris was going to win this election, but they didn't. You know what I'm saying? And the president, and they're being fair. They're giving you a plane ticket back home and $1,000 if you self-deport, and you have a chance to come back over here to be an American citizen. But if they catch you and deport you, you messed your whole chances up. You know what I'm saying? You messed everything up. And to touch back on Mayor Brandon Johnson, you need to wake up, man. You really do need to wake up. You need a real wake-up call, because the fight that he trying to come with, it ain't gonna work, man. You just keep making yourself look like a damn fool. You're making yourself look like a fool. And I hope when y'all have another election for mayor, he don't vote for him, because he don't have Americans' best interest. You know what I'm saying? He don't have nobody. He don't give a damn. He care about only illegal immigrants. That's what he care about. So, let me know what y'all, man. Let me know what y'all think about the situation with Mayor Brandon Johnson asking the UN, the United Nations, to come and interfere with ICE operations. The UN ain't doing nothing. They ain't finna do nothing. They ain't finna mess with Trump. They not finna do it. You know? Well, anyway, man, y'all protect yourself at all times, man. Until next time, man, I'm up out of here. Peace.